I'm under arrest. Am I under arrest?
You're not under arrest.
Okay, well, am I free to leave? Detained is anonymous arrest, sir.
Okay.
Detainment is anonymous arrest.
And what have you done?
And I have the dictionary, the law dictionary, that I'm going to use in the courtroom to state my case once I have to go to court. Other than that, if I'm being detained, that means I am not free to leave. If I'm not free to leave, that means I'm under arrest. If I'm under arrest, I like to exercise my Fifth Amendment.
Are you behind?
I'm not free to leave.
Exactly. I just wanted to know.
I don't have to answer none of your questions. I don't answer questions. See, that's the difference between someone who knows and someone who don't know. We can play this game all day, unless you want to just kidnap me right now. You hear me? But that's going to be the charges file. Because
nothing.
I had to preach the peace. I'm not being disturbance. I'm on my own property, which you don't have permission to be here right now, and it's posted. You hear me? And it's all being recorded. You hear me?
What's your name and date of birth?
I do not consent. I like to exercise my Fifth Amendment right.
All right.
You hear me? I just want to exercise my right. Now, one can't go to jail for exercising the right. You hear me? I just want to exercise my right, freedom of speech. Right to remain silent. This officer told me I look suspicious, man. I look suspicious. I'm just walking down the back. I'm walking down the driveway right here, down to the backyard, right? When the officer right here was passing by, this officer right here was passing by. And when he seen me, he turned around and came back. And I looked up, he already in my backyard. You know what I'm saying? I got signs. He immediately stated he seen the no trespassing sign.
That's correct.
He's agreeing with me. He seen the no trespassing sign and took it upon his business because he seen a black guy. I guess it's such a nice looking house that we weren't supposed to be there. You hear me? You hear me? So this Hispanic guy right here acting as the police officer, you hear me? But right now he's a pirate. You know what I'm saying? He's trespassing. He's looking to try to take something from me. You hear me? I violated no law. I haven't breached the peace. I've done nothing wrong. And he's here asking me for my information.
That's all I need.
And I don't have to give that to you if I've done nothing wrong, sir.
For a suspicion act.
Suspicious of what?
Of being at this property. I saw the no trespassing sign and I saw two people walking back here. That was it.
That don't give you no right. That don't give you no. No, it does not. No, it does not. And you're gonna be excused. You're gonna be schooled. You're gonna be taught better. You hear me? Because this is proof right here, Marlon, of what we're dealing with. This is proof what we're dealing with. We got people in charge of us who don't even know the laws themselves. But I quote them for them. You hear me? I quote them for them and let them read them. You hear me?
Yes. It's up to the court.
Mr. Dent was struck, kicked, and tased while on the ground by what appeared to be a group of angry, anxious police officers.
There's no better feeling to see some justice being served in the court. And what's even better is when it's being served to corrupt police officers. The second case saw the officer's life flash before his eyes when he realized what a mistake he made. But before we get to that, the atmosphere in this courtroom took a serious turn when the judge started to narrate what happened to the victim. On January 28, 2015, ex-cop William Melendez's traffic stop of Floyd Dent escalated dramatically. Court proceedings later revealed shocking details of the incident.
January 28, 2015, where his life changed forever. He was stopped by the defendant, a then Inkster police officer, and his partner, Officer Zelenuski. Mr. Dent was stopped for a minor traffic offense and ordered out of his vehicle. With his hands extended out of his driver's window, he was grabbed out, thrown to the ground, and struck 16 times in the head. In his attempt to arrest him, he was thrown onto a window shield of a patrol car, bleeding profusely from a head injury. The responding police officers arrived as the defendant is wrestling the defendant to the ground. Mr. Dent was struck, kicked, and tased while on the ground by what appeared to be a group of angry, anxious police officers that celebrated after the defendant was beaten.
As the judge recounted the events, the officers' actions became increasingly disturbing. The aftermath of their conduct was particularly appalling.
The video in the car shows the police officers fist bumping as a celebratory act of bravery by the defendant and his cohorts. But the one image that struck out to the court was looking at Mr. Dent in his cell, shaking his head, in disbelief of what had occurred to him. What crime did I commit? Being a black man in a Cadillac, stopped for a minor traffic offense by a group of racist police officers looking to do a nigger. As police officer John Zelenowski, auxiliary police officer, testified in court too, in his response to a text, was quoted as saying, "At least give me the satisfaction of knowing that you're out there beating up right now. LOL."
What makes the situation bad is that the officers had no shame in what they did. They were actually enjoying their gruesome acts openly.
No, you can't touch me. You can't touch me.
Deputy Kirk from the Lancaster Sheriff Station found guilty of deprivation of civil rights under the color of law. This all stemmed from what was a shoplifting, then an alleged robbery, because the two allegedly bumped into a security guard on the way out. Now, what the feds say after the FBI investigated is this deputy walked up to the woman, made no commands before snatching the phone out of her hand. He then used pepper spray and put her knees on her. As you can see the takedown right there. Ultimately, he was arrested by the FBI and charged by the U.S. Department of Justice. He now faces a maximum of 10 years in federal prison as a result of his guilty conviction. I just got a statement from the LA County Sheriff's Department. I want to read to you. It says, quote, "Law enforcement officers not only take the oath to uphold the law, but are held to the highest standards of accountability and integrity. No deputy is above the law, and any abuse of power which violates the public's trust will not be tolerated." The LA County Sheriff's Department says that the deputy is still on leave without pay. They have been cooperating with the investigation, according to the U.S. Department of Justice, and now we'll wait for a sentence.